some people were asking what controller I play on. But I prefer the Xbox Elite 2, and I'm going to show you why, and some settings that I looked around online and I didn't really find anybody that had a specific tutorial or tips and tricks on Fortnite for the Xbox Series Elite 2. So we're going to get into it here. Of course, you're going to have your regular Fortnite settings, right? In here where you have your sensitivity and all of that, but you also have your look input curve. So I use linear, which that's like the zippiest, and what that is when you press the stick, it's a linear input curve, so it's a straight line to the path that you want to go. So when you move the stick on the controller, it moves in a straight path. There's another setting in here that's exponential, and this exponentially increases in speed as you press the stick to where it ends up running into each other at the farthest point that you press the stick, if that makes sense. So backing out of there, on your Xbox, you can go in here to your settings, and okay, so in your settings, you're going to want to come down to your devices, to accessories. In your accessories, you have a setup for this controller, okay? And you want to go into configure, and it has all of this stuff on the screen here. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm facing the right direction now. I felt weird, like I was talking to the wall over here instead of the screen over here. Okay, so on our setup here, we have all of these different things, and you can have 3 different settings here. Right now I have mine. I have a low aggressive, a medium instant, and a slow instant. And then I have my triggers, and I have those set, and it shows you a little preview over here next to the sticks of the look sensitivity. Okay, and I also have mine set up for a different color. I don't know if you can see that, but on the Xbox, there's the little Xbox logo. Each profile I have, like if I switch it, the white one is the default, so that goes back to what the actual system is. This one is blue, and it also shows on the screen up here. And this one's like kind of an orangish color. And then this one is the one that I'm using right now, which is the red, which is my slow instant. Okay, so you can select those on your controller with the button that it shows the little green line to. So if we go in here to configure, you can do a new profile if you want. And we'll just name this example. And we'll hit enter. Okay, so this is a new profile. So your buttons on here, you can map these to anything that you would like, okay? I mean, if you don't want to use the standard layout, you can like put B to Y and Y to B and all that stuff. I wouldn't really recommend this, but you can also use it to map paddles, and I don't use paddles because I play claw, but this is really useful for that. So like if you want to have like your jump, say, button, or your switch mode button, like my switch mode is on B. If I wanted to set that down here to a paddle, you can see where they did that. They have one of them as Y and such. Okay, so that's not really anything that we're concerned about here. I mean, you can set up your own setup how you want it. But this is where it gets interesting. Remember I was talking about that look curve in Fortnite. You can also set the look curve on your Elite 2. So if you come in here, we'll look at the right stick, because that's mainly where all of your movement's going to be on your right, or your aiming and stuff is going to be on your right stick. The left stick, I mean, technically you could leave it to default if you wanted. And when you start out, it is set at default. There's a primary setting and a shift setting. And this is really interesting too, because if you set this as a shift setting, remember how I talk about how there's no scope sensitivity in Fortnite? you could actually adjust your stick on a different curve base and set a button. Let me go back here. Set a button on the mapping as a shift button. So say you wanted to set one of the paddles down here, like say you wanted to set this paddle to a shift button, you would click this, and what that does, it's the same thing like a keyboard does, like when you shift on the number keys to do the symbols above. So you would hold it down, and when you held it down, it would actually make your stick go to a different look curve. So I don't have paddles. I may try this at some point to set up a different look curve for snipers to see if I can actually get it usable to where I want it. But this would be a great option for this shift button. And you can also set this up like on other things as well. You could hold down the shift button for like B, and you could have another function there like augments or something like that while you're holding the paddle down. So I'm just going to go back. So now we're going to go back over here and look at these curves. Okay, so the primary assignment you would set for your primary gameplay. The shift one you would set for that shift. So say when you press it down, you wanted to set up that sniper thing, you could set your sensitivity curve to smooth. And you see the graph over here. It shows the default line, and then as you press it, it starts to kind of plateau, which is going to, as you aim, it's going to like smooth out and make your reticle move slower, so that way you could actually lock on and fine tune that scope as you're looking through to snipe your opponent. And then at the end of it, pressing all the way goes back to like full speed. Okay, so that's what you could do with this shift setting. Okay, so now the right stick in game, your primary adjustment, if you come in here, there's a whole bunch of different things you can set on here. So the default one, as you can see, the little grid that just goes at a set pace as you press the stick there. So there is a little bit of delay on that, but this is why you can set these up for different profiles too. So Fortnite in itself is, it has its aim curve or whatnot. If you play on linear like I do, you could actually set it up to be like exponential with a delay, and you can see in the graph it shows that delay. And you can come down here and you can actually adjust how much delay you want. You can have like almost no delay, almost the default setting, and you can see up at the top of that curve it notches up a little bit, so it's not quite there at the default setting. But I don't really like delay, so I don't really know why you would use this, but you could also use this possibly for scope sense. So the next one on here is aggressive. This is the opposite of delay. So this is actually going to give you boost. So instead of like setting up boosts like I'm currently using with my Fortnite settings, I might be able to set up the boosts in here, and you can see how you can do that on the graph over here. Okay. The one that I'm using is instant. You want really instant moves. That's why I'm using this. You set this on instant, and right now I think I'm on a low curve adjustment, so it's a little bit faster than default. You can see the line there is very similar, but I think I'm either that. I think I'm on the lowest notch, but I plan to move this up as I go. And the calculation for radial, I would keep that, and that's what the default controllers use anyways, so I wouldn't go off of that. Now then, excuse me, the next thing here, and this is a big thing, are triggers. So on the back of our controller here, as you can see, we have two triggers at the bottom. These are where you fire, and a lot of different aspects in here. And normally you have to start with them out all the way and press them all the way down. Well, that gives you some delay in game when you go to shoot. Somebody might outshoot you. They might make a faster edit before you can get there. So this controller has trigger locks. There's 3 different settings. If I have them set on the far one, that trigger pushes down all the way. See that? I keep them on the lowest, so you barely have to press them. See that? I don't know if you can see it, but it's not pressing all the way down. Now, for a game that you want to, like, you know, a driving game or something that you want to accelerate a vehicle or something like that where you need all of that trigger, you're not going to want to do this. But for Fortnite, you want instant press. I mean, you're fighting players on PC that are using keyboard and mouse. When they press a button, it's instant. When they click their mouse, it's instant. So you want to be at the same level as that. So with this controller, you can do that. If you press, flip your trigger locks down to the third setting, which is the lowest press, and then you come over here, on here, you actually can lower this. Okay, so you can set it to a 0 to 1. So 0 to 1 is going to give you like instant press. So, and we can just come down here and click mirror trigger and it'll do the other one. So you can see on the screen how fast that is to have that instant press. And this is how I have mine set up. Get the least amount of delay on your console, which you want the least amount of delay. You don't want anything delaying you, and that's why I do recommend playing on linear. However, that being said, Exponential has great aim. I feel like aim assist on ARs for distance is better on Exponential. I've never really had a problem with aiming myself on linear distance, but I have heard that it's better. So it's possible that you could come to a great, like, even setting here by using Exponential settings and with an instant curve and maybe get a linear feel, so you still get that smooth building that we all know that linear has in Fortnite, but also getting that precise aim at distance on ARs and stuff that you get with Exponential. So I may have to play around with that and see if that's possible or not. And if it is, I'll do another video and let you guys know about it. But that pretty much is going to conclude this. I just wanted to go through. There's a couple other things you can do in here. You can turn off the vibration, which I would definitely recommend. I have that off on all of my stuff because you don't want your controller buzzing and you know, shaking when you're like in a fight. It's really distracting and irritating. And then you can set the color for the button, so that way, at a glance, you can look down. If it's white, you know it's on all the default Xbox settings. If it's whatever color you chose, you know that it's the profile you want to do. And you can do, like I said, different profiles on there. So you can set up different curve sensitivities. And you can also try that shift curve, so you can hold down that button, set that to like a smooth curve, so you can fine-tune the aim with snipers. And I may have to get paddles. I don't currently own paddles for mine, but because I just have the base model. But if I buy paddles, I might have to try that out too and set it up, and I'll do another video when we do that. So that's gonna do it, guys. Hopefully this video helps you out and gives you some pointers and some tips and tricks on what kind of settings to use on there. If you want to know what settings I currently use with mine on the instant settings, you can look at my settings video. It hasn't changed much. I'm still using boosts. I am using aim assist though currently. The video that I said that I made that said settings so good I turned off my aim assist. I'm still using those settings, but I am leaving my aim assist on, because without it, SMGs are just all over the place. I could easily do it with a shotgun and AR though, but in medium to short range with the SMG trying to ADS, it just doesn't work without aim assist. But anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure to put them in the comments section below, and I will try to answer them. If you want any more input about the different settings, or if you're unsure about something, let me know and I will get back to you. So appreciate you guys checking out the vid, and appreciate your guys' support on the streams and the vid. You guys are awesome, and peace out. I am out of here, y'all. Have a great Thursday.